Hello there fellas, welcome back to my channel. I cover most modern women BS on this channel, and if you're interested in that content, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more. Let's see what we got today.
This is your official announcement. There is no single men over the age of 30, over 6'2", who can communicate, have emotional intelligence left. They're all gone. They are all gone. I dare you to prove me otherwise.
Why the hell anyone wants to prove anything to you? I mean, no one's interested in you, and why would a 30-year-old man go for that when he can go for younger ones?
So my body count is 500, and it got me thinking, what is the average person's? Like,
I'd be right up there with you, girl, except my dad kept saying this stupid phrase throughout my childhood. It was so redundant. What was it? Oh, I love you.
Ma'am, I wrote you a citation for going...
You're writing me a ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who my father is?
Why, didn't your mother tell you?
I have got to stop sleeping with people who are not cute. I don't know what's wrong with me. I want a hot 6-foot man who has a lot of money and can look after me and take care of me because I'm poor and I keep sleeping with small, funny people. I just want to live a life where I wake up whenever I feel like it, and I get out of bed, and I go to Pilates, and then I get a juice, and I walk with my little dogs, and I drink iced coffee. I don't want to do this anymore. I've had this conversation with my friends so many times, and they're like, no, like, you'd be bored if that was your life, if, like, all you did was, you know, like, be a stay-at-home girlfriend, you'd be so bored. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be bored. How could I be? I have Netflix. And that's all I really need to be happy, to be honest. Am I willing to go out to nice places and dress nicely and look cute to find these men that I'm talking about? No, I'm not. So if you're out there and you want a cute little hobbit girlfriend...
I think she doesn't realize that men already stopped listening to her when she mentioned that she's sleeping around the other dudes. Like, what man is going to, who is earning that much, earning that kind of money, is going to be interested in that? And then she mentioned she cannot be bored with being a housewife. That's false. But you know, the people who sleep around, their body adapted to that kind of excitement in life. These people cannot be loyal, they cannot settle down. It's basically science at this point. You cannot fight science. And that's just what I feel. Let me know what you feel. Can such women be a housewife throughout their life? I don't believe that.
So this might be a bit of a controversial one. Not really controversial, but I know like people might have a lot to say about it. Insecure people might have a lot to say about it, and that's okay. But my pretty girls...
Another bullshit, insecure people doing that, insecure people doing that, nothing, just face reality. Let's see what she got.
Are gonna get it. And it's more than that, so just like listen. When you are the triple threat, and when I say triple threat, I mean when you are very pretty, like very attractive, really smart, confident, your chances of finding a man are slim to none.
Stop the cap.
And I know I rave on about insecurity in men, and I do so because it is such a big thing. I feel like it's a bigger thing that people are giving it like attention for and credit for. So when you are quote unquote the triple threat, very few men have the confidence and the security to want to date you.
And what gave you the confidence? Delusion.
And to be with you and to try and talk to you. 1 out of 3, even 2 out of 3 of the qualities I just mentioned is enough for a guy to feel adequate enough to speak to you. But all 3, I'm telling you right now, it's close to impossible. It's close to impossible. Think about it. Guys, think about that one girl you think, wow, this girl's like insane. Like, I don't understand why she's single. Think about those 3 things I just said. I bet you she has them all. I bet you she has them all. And in turn, when you think about the beautiful women that just so happen to always be in relationships, so happen to always date these higher value men, or does she possess all 3 of the traits that I mentioned? Probably not. Probably not. And this isn't even to like shame no one, be mean. And honestly, sometimes I think like, damn, like sometimes I wish I was just like a dumb bitch with a pretty face. Then I feel like dating would be so much easier, honestly.
Am I the only one who was like very confused throughout this video? Like, why she's talking about pretty woman not getting dates? And some ways she's kind of indicating that she's one of them. Like, I don't know why she thinks she's one of the pretty ones. Come on, man, you cannot be that delusional. She has to have some common sense to realize that she doesn't fall in that category.
Y'all, not the restaurants out here scamming.
Met this guy on a dating app and he immediately asked me out on a date to a specific restaurant. He confirmed day of, I get to the restaurant and see that he's nowhere to be found. So I reach out, no response. I check the app and notice that he unmatched me. At that point, I was a little confused and I was kind of pissed because I was already dressed and I got all the way there. And because I had put in so much effort, I thought I might as well just have a meal while I am in the building. And it wasn't until I got home when I was scrolling Facebook and I saw a very similar story from a girl at that same restaurant who also got stood up. She found out that there are restaurants now posing as people on dating apps, just so you go to their business, and once you get stood up, they know that probably 9 times out of 10 that you're gonna buy something from them. And that just blew my mind.
So she had posted 2 screenshots in that video, and this is the first one. The person said, don't waste your time with this one, lady. It's talking about this guy by the name of Antonio, which we believe is a bot. You can pause to read it, but in a nutshell, he told her that he had to cancel the first time, and then the second time, he told her to go to this specific restaurant. She goes, he doesn't show up, so she stays and has dinner and a drink. And then that's when they went further down the rabbit hole to find out this restaurant actually had partnered up with some bot app to create fake bots on dating apps to lure women and probably men into the restaurants so that when they get stood up, there's a high likely chance that they're just going to stay and eat.
But such scams could also be possible for men, so even though it's kind of funny hearing from her, I don't want any man to face that same situation. Although most men would just leave that place anyway. But that is sort of what I feel. Let me know. What's your opinion on this?
Because why else were you going to dinner, right? But y'all, it's not new. It's actually a phenomenon. And it was first found out that it was occurring in India or the Delhi area. And this guy by the name of Archet Gupta, and I hope I'm saying his name right, had posted this story time on Twitter literally just like a week ago, and basically said that he had got stood up at this restaurant by this quote unquote girl, which he believes is a bot, and he ended up paying like 15,000 rupees or whatever that converts to in US dollars. But yeah, he got stood up and then he realized this is a bot. But there's a name for it. They're called food diggers, and it's restaurants that partner with bot apps, right? So the restaurants create these bots across all the dating sites, all of them, Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, and they create these fake, y'all, this is insane. Like, I knew restaurants had it down bad, right? When nobody was going to Cheesecake Factory, but this is something else. And you can pause to read this, but apparently it has been happening all over Reddit, all over Twitter. Like, now it's made its way here to TikTok.
As a late 20s, going into my 30s, single girly, I'm fucking struggling. I am battling between, yes, girl, you're so super independent. Like, go off. Yeah, have your high standards. And then I'm struggling between, like, I need a man. I need a man. Not just any man.
Well. This is a great example of the difference between superficial ego construct and actual human desire.
Dating apps ain't it. They ain't it. And whenever a man flirts with me, I pull this. They say they flirt, and I'm like, Anyway, you guys, there was like this developing crush that I've had for a few weeks on this guy, and I think he was definitely flirting with me at one point. And I pulled the panic, not flirt back, like an idiot. And you know, I thought it was gonna be okay. I thought we were still golden. That's a huge L for your girl. A huge L.
It looks like cultivating an attitude of grandiosity and arrogance makes it harder to connect with people. Maybe if this gal wasn't so condescending when the majority of men flirt with her, she would have the level of development and embodiment to flirt back when it mattered to her. Unfortunately, instead of a serendipitous connection, we see a predictable result. Subscribe to egotistical rhetoric, cultivate attitude of self-righteousness and arrogance, and then surprise, you're unable to connect. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Sure, there's a basic level of self-affirmation and ego that's required to exist in the world, but you don't need to be doing all that.
They probably had a good boys cheesy all over 20s, and now that she's in late 20s, she thinks she has same kind of value, but it's not. It's not. And she's realizing that the hard way, even though plenty of women, plenty of men all over the internet have been saying that as you age, your value decreases. They just don't like to believe that for some reason. But it's crazy.
You gotta date multiple people, sis. Like, it's literally non-negotiable. Reason being, if you're not talking to more than one person.
I always have said this. Dating is dating multiple people. Like, I don't have to talk to just one person. And I hate when people be like, oh, I don't want to be an option. Bro, we've all been options before, whether you know it or not. We've all had multiple people we may have been talking to, and then this person is pissing you off, so you cancel them out. So then the other person you're talking to, they kind of moving up the line. You feel me? They moving up. And then you may just cut all them out, and then you start talking to that one person. Like, how am I supposed to know what I like if I don't date multiple people?
This is why new generation of dating, which involves dating apps and online stuff, is never going to give you good like partners, because you will constantly be having different options presented to you every day of your life. These apps are going to show you a better person from the day before, and thus your mind will never be focused on one track. You will always be thinking this next one better. It's ruined, man. You just can't save it. Let me know what you feel.
I just don't believe in putting my eggs in one basket, because like she said, you're going to end up disappointed. Date them all.
So I'm the lady who says you can't be my boyfriend unless you pay my bills after 3 months, and that made some men very angry. So I decided to revise that, because I'm about to delete this dating app and just not date men altogether, because you guys all are after one thing and you don't understand the concept of investing in a lady. So I said, what can we do here? What can we do? And then a story popped into my mind of a lady who had a boyfriend who would always run from her whenever she was trying to get hanky-panky from him. And turns out he couldn't do that. He had problems in that area because he was older. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't I think of this? So I changed my status to only interested in generous men who are not looking for a sexual relationship. And 3 of the men I was talking to, 2 of them deleted the chat. And one of them said, I'd still like to talk to you. I'm still interested, even if you're not interested in that. There's a market for this. There's guys out there who pills don't work. They're not interested. And he is the oldest one out of the 3. So where am I wrong here? To be upfront and honest with people. You want a girlfriend. I want a handbag and some 5-star meals and a nice man who talks to me correctly, who's generous and kind. It's a win-win.
Generous and kind, basically give me money without needing to do anything for that guy, man. This kind of woman, man, come on, man.
And nobody gets to touch me because I've turned into kind of like a don't touch me princess.
You guys may not realize this. I have to edit a lot of videos out. And sometimes such kind of bullshit is just too much to bear, then I would just want to post this video right there. This is one of those videos, but let's just continue.
If nobody on social media has ever said this to you before, I'm gonna say it. Don't sleep around. If you're young, in your 20s, or even in your teens, I'm gonna have a very real conversation with you right now. A lot of people may not agree with me. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. You don't have to. But if you do want to listen, then grab a chair. Don't sleep around. I promise you, it does more harm than good. A lot of people think that, like, since we're in a society that's really sexualized, you kind of have to get with the city girl mentality and the hot girl wave. And don't get me wrong, like, I encourage everybody to have fun and live their youthful days and turn up. But you can have fun. You can even date around without actually sleeping around. And my reasons for why people shouldn't sleep around have nothing to do with anyone else but you. I just feel like it does more harm than good. I talk about hookup culture a lot on here, and I just say, like, how at the end of the day, it makes you feel really empty. You giving your body to someone and them treating you like you're nothing but a means for them to feel good, it's gonna make you feel bad about yourself. And in turn, it's gonna cause you to have lower self-esteem. When you're giving the most
is to be if you are dating a man and your ultimate dream is to be a homemaker, and you have expressed this to that man, and that man says living off of one income is 1, impossible, 2, outdated, and that it is more realistic to live off of 50-50, meaning you both split the bills and the responsibilities around the house, just know that is that man's way of telling you he does not want to be a provider. He does not have what it takes to do what is needed to provide for you and your family. And you don't need to ask any more questions. You shouldn't have to convince a man to be a provider.
I know this privileged and entitled statement wasn't directed to everybody. She had a specific audience in mind with this, but it definitely wasn't the lower middle class. I think you've been living in your don't worry darling simulation for a little too long, and you've lost touch with reality and how hard it is for us out here. I know a lot of good men who went to college, got their bachelor's, got their master's, climbed the corporate ladder, and are making about $115,000, some as low as $80,000. And you know what they're doing after they log off work at 5? They're going and delivering food for DoorDash. Some of these guys are working 80 hours a week and missing out on their kids' lives because things are so expensive out here. Do you have any idea what groceries for a family of 4 cost? And if you were curious what a man would have to bring home to support a family of 4 in the US, $226,000 to live comfortably. In Houston, $175,000. Now, I know to you that may not be a lot of money, but for a lot of us, that's money that we've never seen in our lives. And to all the young men who are watching, word of caution, these are the women you want to avoid getting married to, and here's why. The moment life hits you, you get laid off, you get hurt, you get fired from a job, and you're not able to support the life that they want, they will leave you in a heartbeat. They will leave you and find a man who can provide the life that they're accustomed to because they don't want to work. There's nothing more than a man would love to do than to have his wife be a stay-at-home mom and take care of the kids, if that's what she wants. But nowadays, for the majority of us, it's incredibly hard, near impossible. But for you to get on TikTok and to make that statement just shows how out of touch with reality you really are and how privileged and spoiled your life has really been. Because a lot of us are hurting out here.
The guy made really good points, valid points, logical points, so nothing you can fight against. Let me know what you feel, and I guess that's it for this video. I'll end it here. If you're interested in more, do subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Thanks for watching.